During the COVID-19 pandemic, Marilyn Finn, who lives in the US, decided to sort out the old boxes of papers in her attic. The boxes belonged to the previous house owner and had been untouched for 40 years. Among the papers was a letter written in a beautiful cursive hand addressed to Eva Jordan from Robin Sunderland, who had worked as a missionary in Singapore. It is undated but was probably sent around 1909. In the letter, Robin relates her experiences as a teacher and principal at Telok Ayer Girls' School. She describes the school as a dark, damp building which used to be a native shophouse. The students wore brightly coloured flowing robes of silk or fine linen and sandals of embroidered satin. They had no blackboards and only one book in the classroom. Although there are official records that provide snapshots of early Singapore, personal letters like these furnish details that enrich our understanding of life back then. Fortunately, Marilyn realized the historical value of the letter and took the time to contact us in 2021. This letter is now part of the National Library Board's collection. In 2021, the National Library Board received more than 3,000 items donated by generous individuals, families, collectors, and organizations. The donations were in various formats, ranging from documents, letters, and maps to photographs and publications.
This is the will of prominent Hokkien businessman and philanthropist Chiang Hong Lim, after whom Hong Lim Park is named. It covers the distribution of Chiang's properties in China and Singapore to his legal dependents. Though the arrangements largely reflect the traditional patriarchal Chinese family system, what stands out are the provisions made for his daughters to receive personal income, free from the control of their husbands.
This record book contains the rules and regulations and membership register of the Singapore Chinese Medical Union from 1929 to 1958. It has information on Chinese physicians and medical halls and the setting up of a committee to monitor and ensure members' compliance with regulations relating to matters such as the advertising of products and services. This committee included prominent Chinese community leaders such as Tan Kaki Chen Jiakeng and Ao Bun Ho, Hu Wen Hu. In 1957, 6 Chinese publishers, the Chonghua Book Company, Commercial Press, World Book Company, United Publishing House, the Shanghai Book Company, and the Nanyang Book Company, came together to standardize the writing of Chinese textbooks for our local schools. These textbooks were written according to the curriculum guidelines issued by the government. The signing of this agreement marks a milestone in the publishing of Chinese textbooks in Singapore. They set up Educational Suppliers Limited and co-published Chinese school textbooks, which were then distributed to Chinese schools in Singapore, Malaya, and Borneo.
Next, we take a look at some manuscripts of literary pioneers and a prominent naturalist, which give us insights into their areas of interest and issues of the day. Literary pioneer Se Ve Shanmugam's works comprise radio plays, poems, novels, and essays. This is a manuscript for his first book of short stories published in 1968. Shanmugam is known for his humorous stories that are based on the common experiences of the Tamil community in 1960s Malaya. These typescripts from 2 literary pioneers capture their respective creative processes. Published in 2006, Dalam Merenung Dalam, Deep Contemplation is a compilation of essays by Masuri S.N. This work articulates his thoughts and philosophy on literature, language and education, spanning almost 3 decades. It's also his last publication. Aku Bukan Penyair, I'm Not a Poet features 57 poems written by Abdul Ghani Hamid between 2003 and 2007. This collection is particularly poignant as 7 of the poems were written in December 2007 before he suffered a stroke in 2008.
Naturalist and ornithologist Carl Alexander Gibson Hill is well known for his extensive survey of birds in Malaya and the islands in the region. He worked at the Raffles Museum and was its last British director from 1957 to 1963. These handwritten notes and illustrations on specific bird species appear to have been gathered during his time at the Sime Road internment camp between 1944 and 1945. Several of these, such as nesting notes on the Malayan long-tailed tailor bird and spotted munia, were compiled and published after the war in the Bulletin of the Raffles Museum.
All donated materials are processed and catalogued for the National Library Board collection and are searchable via the online catalogue. Processing is carried out at the Library Supply Centre and the National Archives of Singapore. The donated materials undergo a series of processes to ensure that they are well preserved for future generations. For example, anoxic treatment is carried out to eliminate pests such as book lice and bookworms. Repair and conservation work is also undertaken for materials in poor condition. Archival polyester sleeves or boxes are used to house documents and loose materials. These protect them from moisture, pollutants, and minimize direct handling. The National Library Board also strives to digitize the collection. Priority is given to rare materials and those at risk of deterioration. Digitized materials are made available on NLB's various online platforms. We welcome researchers and scholars to use our collection for their research and reference. Over the years, research based on our collection have been published in books and journals and featured in documentaries and exhibitions. We are grateful to our donors for partnering us in building and preserving Singapore's documentary heritage for the benefit of current and future generations.